The church bell tolled like a death knell as I stood in the shadowed alley behind St. Mary's Cathedral in Austin, Texas, my heart pounding with a mix of terror and exhilaration. There he was, Ethan, my college roommate turned secret lover, slipping out the back door in his crisp suit, his eyes scanning the darkness until they found mine. In that moment, with the weight of our hidden world crashing down, he pulled me close and whispered, "Marry me. Right here. Right now, before they tear us apart." We'd met freshman year at UT Austin, two small-town boys thrown into the chaos of city life. I was Jake Harlan, from a ranching family in Lubbock where men were expected to be tough, silent, and straight as an arrow. Ethan Caldwell came from Dallas suburbs, his dad a big-shot lawyer who preached family values while ignoring his son's quiet struggles. Our friendship started innocently, late-night study sessions turning into shared confessions under the glow of dorm lamps. But one rainy evening, after too many beers and a heated argument about politics, his hand brushed mine, and everything shifted. We crossed that line, terrified yet unable to turn back. For 2 years, we navigated the minefield of secrecy. Texas wasn't kind to guys like us. The state legislature was pushing bills that made our love feel like a crime. And Ethan's family attended a megachurch where the pastor railed against the gay agenda every Sunday. My own parents, devout Baptists, would disown me if they knew. We'd steal moments in hidden spots, drives out to Lake Travis, motel rooms paid in cash. Ethan called me his anchor, the one thing keeping him grounded amid the pressure to conform. But that night behind the church, it all boiled over. Ethan's father had arranged a proper date for him with the daughter of a business associate, a setup meant to solidify alliances in their elite circle. Ethan had stormed out of dinner, texting me in desperation. "Can't do this anymore. Meet me." We exchanged vows in whispers, rings improvised from twisted wire, promising forever against the odds. It was reckless, beautiful, and doomed. The next morning, reality hit like a freight train. Ethan's phone buzzed with missed calls from his dad. "Where the hell were you?" the voicemail barked. We lay in my tiny apartment, tangled in sheets, but the fear crept in. "What if they find out?" I asked, my voice trembling. Ethan pulled me closer. "They won't. We'll make it work. I love you, Jake. That's all that matters." Weeks turned into months, and the strain mounted. Ethan started landing internships at top firms, his charisma and smarts propelling him forward. I worked part-time at a coffee shop while finishing my degree in journalism, dreaming of exposing the hypocrisies we lived under. But our relationship became a battlefield. Arguments erupted over little things. Me wanting to hold hands in public, him flinching at the thought. "You don't get it," he'd snap. "My family's everything. If I lose them, what do I have?" One evening, after a particularly brutal fight, Ethan showed up at my door with bruises on his arm. "Dad found a text," he said, collapsing into my arms. "He thinks it's a phase, but he hit me, Jake. Said he'd cut me off if I don't straighten up." My blood boiled. I wanted to march over there, confront the man who'd raised the person I loved. But Ethan begged me not to. "It'll make it worse. Just stay with me." We clung to each other that night, whispering plans for escape. Maybe move to California after graduation, start fresh where love like ours wasn't whispered about in shame. But deep down, I sensed the cracks widening. Ethan's ambition burned bright. He talked endlessly about making partner at a law firm, building a life of success. I wondered where I fit in that picture, the barista with big dreams but no connections. As senior year dawned, opportunity knocked for Ethan. A prestigious fellowship in New York City, working on high-profile cases. "It's my ticket out," he said, eyes shining. "But out of what? Our life here or us?" I supported him, of course, but the distance loomed. "Come with me," he urged. "We'll figure it out." I applied for jobs, but rejections piled up. My parents pressured me to come home, help with the ranch. The world seemed determined to pull us apart. Then came the bombshell. Ethan's fellowship required a background check, and rumors from campus started swirling. A mutual friend, jealous or spiteful, hinted at our relationship in a group chat. Ethan's dad confronted him again, this time with ultimatums. End it, or lose everything, tuition, inheritance, my name. Ethan returned to me in tears. I can't choose, Jake. I love you, but he's my father. That night we made a pact. Lay low until graduation, then run. But doubt festered. I caught Ethan deleting messages, avoiding my calls. Was he pulling away? The tension built like a storm over the plains, and I braced for the lightning strike. One afternoon, walking across campus, I overheard Ethan on the phone. No, Dad, it's over. I swear. Just a stupid mistake. My heart shattered. Confronting him later, he denied it at first, then broke down. I had to say that, for us, to buy time. But the seed of betrayal was planted. How far would he go to protect his future? As the semester wore on, Ethan's star rose. He aced interviews, networked with influencers. I faded into the background, our stolen moments rarer. The weight of secrecy crushed me. Nights alone, questioning if our love was worth the pain. Yet, every time he looked at me with those piercing blue eyes, I melted. You're my everything, he'd say. But actions spoke louder, and his were screaming uncertainty. The climax of that year came at a family dinner Ethan invited me to, as his best friend. His parents grilled me about my future, my faith. Ethan's mother eyed us suspiciously. Later, in his childhood room, we argued in hushed tones. Why bring me here if you're ashamed? I demanded. I'm not ashamed, he shot back. I'm scared. For both of us. That fear became our constant companion, eroding the foundation we'd built. By spring, Ethan had his fellowship secured. New York, baby, he grinned, but his embrace felt hollow. I wondered if he'd leave me behind, a casualty of his ascent. Packing boxes littered Ethan's apartment as graduation loomed, each one a symbol of the life he was building. Without me, it seemed, I'd landed a freelance gig writing for a local paper. Nothing glamorous, but it kept me in Austin. Come visit soon, he said, folding shirts with mechanical precision. But his eyes avoided mine, and the unspoken truth hung heavy. New York was his escape, and I was the anchor he might cut loose. The move happened fast. One tearful airport goodbye, promises exchanged like fragile glass. I'll call every day, he vowed, kissing me fiercely before disappearing through security. Back home, I stared at the empty space beside me in bed, the silence deafening. Calls came at first, late-night whispers of missing me, tales of the city's buzz. But weeks stretched into gaps, excuses piling up, busy with cases, networking events. I threw myself into work, penning articles on LGBTQ rights in the South, channeling our pain into words. My editor praised my passion, but it was a hollow victory. Nights blurred into loneliness, doubts whispering. Was he meeting someone else? Succumbing to pressure? Then the first crack showed. A social media post, Ethan at a gala, arm around a woman, caption, "Great night with colleagues." My stomach dropped. I texted furiously, "Who is she?" His reply came hours later. "Just a friend. Networking. Don't overthink." But overthink I did. Paranoia gripped me as his calls dwindled. When we did talk, conversations turned strained. "Dad's pushing me to date," he admitted one night. "Says it looks good for the firm." My voice cracked. "And you're considering it?" Silence. "I have to play the game, Jake. For now." The betrayal stung like salt in a wound. I confided in a friend, Sarah, the only one who knew about us. "He's changing," she said gently. "Big city, big ambitions. Be careful." Her words echoed as I scrolled through his profiles, seeing a polished version of Ethan. Suits, smiles, no trace of me. Months passed, and Ethan's visits home grew rare. When he did come, tension simmered. One weekend, we met in a motel outside Dallas, away from prying eyes. "I miss this," he murmured, pulling me close. But midway through, his phone rang, his father. He answered, voice shifting to that obedient tone. "Yes, sir. Working hard." Hanging up, he sighed. He wants me to bring a date to the family reunion. The argument exploded. A date? As in not me? I yelled. Ethan paced. It's camouflage, Jake. To keep them off my back. I shook my head. No. It's lying. To yourself, to me. Tears streamed down his face. You think I want this? I'm fighting every day up there. The firm is cutthroat. One wrong move, and I'm out. We reconciled in the dim light, but the rift widened. Back in New York, Ethan dove deeper into his world. He started mentioning a mentor, Victor, a senior partner who took him under his wing. He's like a father figure, Ethan said, but I sensed more: late dinners, weekend trips. Jealousy festered, unvoiced. My own life shifted when I got a break. An investigative piece on conversion therapy camps in Texas. It hit hard, drawing threats from conservative groups. My parents called, worried. Stay out of that mess, Dad grumbled. But it fueled me, a way to fight the system that oppressed us. Ethan's response? Distant praise via text. No call, no support. The isolation peaked when I faced a protest outside my office. Signs screaming slurs. I needed him, but he was in a meeting. That night, alone, I wept, questioning our bond. Then came the promotion. Ethan called excitedly, Junior associate. Can you believe it? I congratulated him, but bitterness crept in. What about us? He paused. I'm working on it. Trust me. Trust eroded further when I visited New York. His apartment was sleek, filled with designer touches. Gifts from Victor, he said. We spent the weekend in bliss. But on Sunday, Victor dropped by unannounced. The man eyed me coolly. Ethan's roommate from college? He asked. Ethan nodded quickly. Yeah, old friend. The humiliation burned. Later, I confronted him. Roommate? That's all I am. Ethan rubbed his temples. He can't know. Not yet. His influence is key to my career. I stormed out, wandering Central Park, tears blurring the skyline. Was this love or convenience? Reuniting that night, Ethan promised change. After this big case, I'll come out. To everyone. Hope flickered, but doubt lingered. As I flew home, his words rang hollow. Back in Austin, life pressed on. I dated casually, testing waters, but nothing stuck. Ethan was my heart, flawed as he was. Then, a bombshell article. Ethan's firm defending a company accused of discriminating against gay employees. He was on the team. I called furious. How can you? He defended. It's work, not personal. But it was, to me, to us. The argument ended with slammed phones. Silence followed. Weeks without contact. I threw myself into activism, joining protests, finding community. But the void ached. One day, a package arrived. Our wire rings with a note. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. My world crumbled. Betrayed. Abandoned. Rage fueled me. I wrote an op-ed, anonymous, about hidden loves destroyed by ambition. It went viral. Did he see it? I hope so. As Ethan's star rose, TV appearances, articles praising the rising legal eagle. I watched from afar, heartbreaking. He'd traded us for success. But at what cost? The fallout hit like a hurricane. After the package, I spiraled. Nights blurred with whiskey, days numb at work. Sarah dragged me to therapy, where I unpacked the layers. Love warped by fear, betrayal born of cowardice. You deserve better, the counselor said, but better felt impossible without him. Ethan's silence stretched months. I heard through mutual friends he'd started dating a woman publicly. Photos surfaced. Hand in hand at events, smiles for cameras. Each one a dagger. Was it real or more camouflage? Either way, it shredded me. My journalism career took off amid the pain. The conversion therapy piece won awards, leading to a book deal. Exposing the Shadows. I titled it, pouring our story in veiled terms. Book tours brought catharsis, connecting with others who'd hidden their truths. But success tasted bitter. At a signing in Dallas, I spotted Ethan's mother in the crowd. She approached hesitantly. Jake? I read your article. The one about hidden lives. Her eyes searched mine. Is that about my son? My pulse raced. Mrs. Caldwell, She touched my arm. He misses you, but he's lost. The encounter shook me. Driving home, memories flooded. Our first kiss, vows in the alley. Had I pushed too hard? Or was he always destined to fold? Weeks later, Ethan called. Jake? I saw your book. His voice cracked. We need to talk. We met in neutral territory. A cafe in Houston. He looked older, success etching lines on his face. I messed up, he admitted. The pressure. It broke me. Tears flowed as he confessed. Victor had pressured him into the straight facade, promising advancement. I thought I could have both, career and you, but I chose wrong. I listened, anger mixing with pity. You didn't choose. You ran. He reached for my hand. Give me another chance. I'm coming out. Quitting the firm if I have to. Hope warred with caution. Why now? He sighed. Your book. It woke me. And Dad. He had a heart attack. Made me realize family's not worth losing your soul. We parted with tentative plans, dinner next week. But doubt nagged. Was this genuine or another ploy? The dinner never happened. Ethan canceled. Work emergency. Patterns repeated. I pulled back, focusing on myself. Joined a support group, met others navigating similar storms. One guy, Mark, shared his story of coming out to a conservative family, disownment, then reconciliation. It inspired me. My parents visited unexpectedly. Over dinner, Mom asked about my love life. Heart pounding, I came out. I'm gay. Silence. Dad's face reddened. No son of mine. He stormed out. Mom hugged me. Give him time. The rejection stung, but truth liberated. As my book climbed charts, interviews rolled in. On a podcast, I spoke vaguely of lost love. Society forces choices that scar us. Listeners resonated, sharing stories. Then, Ethan's bombshell, a public statement. In a magazine interview, he came out as gay, citing personal growth. I've hidden too long, he said. Pride swelled, but questions loomed. Why not tell me first? He called that night. Did you see? Excitement laced his voice. This is for us. But I hesitated. Us? You ended us. He pleaded. I was scared. Now I'm free. We met again, this time in Austin. Walking Ladybird Lake, he poured out regrets. Dad cut me off when I told him. But it's worth it. I searched his eyes. And the woman?
PR stunt.
Over. Reconciliation tempted. But scars ran deep. I need time, I said. He nodded, understanding. As weeks passed, we rebuilt slowly, texts, calls, visits. Ethan left the firm, starting his own practice focused on LGBTQ rights. Inspired by you, he grinned. But tension simmered. At a family event, my side this time, Dad confronted us. This ain't right, he growled. Ethan stood firm. Love is love, sir. The standoff escalated, Dad disinviting us. Hurt but united, we left. Society's backlash hit Ethan hard. Former colleagues shunned him. Clients fled. Was it worth it? He asked one night, defeated. I held him. Yes, we're real now. Yet, doubts crept. Ethan's ambition hadn't vanished. He networked relentlessly, sometimes sidelining us. An argument brewed when he accepted a case defending a politician with anti-gay ties. It's strategy, he claimed. Change from within. I saw red. Or selling out? The fight exposed fractures. You're judging me, he accused. Like everyone else. I retorted. Because you keep compromising. We separated again, this time mutually. Space, we agreed. But the void returned. In solitude, I reflected. Our love, born in shadows, struggled in light. Was it doomed by external forces or internal flaws? Ethan's practice faltered without big clients. He called, desperate. I need you. But need wasn't love. A turning point. My book tour took me to New York. We met for coffee. I've changed, he said. For real. Proof? He turned down the controversial case. Hope reignited. We spent the night talking, reconnecting. Let's try, I whispered. But fate twisted. The next day, news broke. Ethan's ex-firm suing him for breach of contract. Secrets from our past leaked. Anonymous tips. Panic set in. Who? He wondered. I suspected Victor vengeful. The scandal exploded. Media hounded us. Ethan's reputation tanked. My book sales soared. But at what cost? In the eye of the storm, we clung together. We'll fight, he vowed. But the price mounted: lost friends, family rifts. Was this the awakening we needed, or the final blow? The lawsuit dragged on like a nightmare, court dates piling up as Ethan's past decisions haunted him. Victor, the mentor-turned-nemesis, testified against him, painting Ethan as unreliable, distracted by personal issues. The subtext was clear: his sexuality. I sat in the gallery, fists clenched, watching Ethan maintain composure under fire. This is what coming out costs, he whispered during recess. I nodded, but inside, resentment brewed. Why drag me into this? Media frenzy amplified everything. Tabloids dubbed us the secret lovers scandal, twisting our story into salacious drama. My publisher loved the publicity, but I hated it. Calls from home. Mom worried, Dad silent. Ethan's family? Radio quiet except a terse email from his father. You brought this on yourself. We hunkered down in my Austin apartment, strategizing with lawyers. Ethan paced endlessly. If I lose, I'm ruined. I tried reassuring, we'll rebuild. But his eyes held fear not just for career but us. What if this breaks us? Nights turned intimate, vulnerability stripping barriers. He shared childhood traumas. Bullying for being soft. His dad's relentless expectations. I thought success would fix me. I confessed my own. Feeling inadequate next to his shine. I was always the shadow. Bonding deepened, but cracks showed under stress. Ethan snapped over small things: burnt dinner, misplaced files. Can't you be more careful? He'd bark. I'd retort, I'm not your assistant. Apologies followed, but tension lingered. A breakthrough came mid-trial. A whistleblower from the firm emerged, revealing Victor's homophobic emails. The case shifted. Settlement talks began. Ethan exhaled relief. We did it. But victory felt Pyrrhic, reputation scarred, savings drained. Post-trial, Ethan proposed therapy together. To heal. Sessions unearthed buried resentments. You abandoned me, I accused. He countered. You pushed too hard. The therapist mediated. Both valid. Now, choose forward. We chose tentatively. Ethan moved back to Texas, joining a progressive firm in Austin. No more hiding. Our life normalized: dinners out, hand-holding in public. Friends cheered. Some family thawed. But society pushed back. At a community event, protesters heckled us. Sinners! Ethan froze, old fears resurfacing. Later, he admitted, sometimes I miss the closet. Safer. I understood, but it hurt. Safe or numb. Personal costs mounted. My dad suffered a stroke. Stress from my lifestyle, he blamed. Visiting the hospital, he gripped my hand weakly.
Sorry, son.
For everything. Tears flowed, reconciliation bittersweet. Ethan's dad remained distant, but his mom reached out. He's proud in his way. Small wins. As our relationship stabilized, new conflicts arose. Ethan wanted kids, adoption, surrogacy. Build a family. I hesitated. With our baggage? Debates turned heated. You're scared, he said. Of commitment? I shot back. Of repeating patterns. A pivotal moment. We attended a wedding, mutual friends, a gay couple. Vows echoed our alley ceremony. Ethan whispered, that could be us. Emotion surged. Yes, but doubt persisted. Ethan's firm offered a promotion, back to New York. Temporary, he assured. Echoes of before. Go without me? I asked. He paused. If I have to. The argument reignited old wounds. You're choosing career again. He denied. For us, for stability. I stormed out, wandering streets, questioning everything. Reuniting days later, compromises formed. I'll turn it down. But sacrifice bred resentment. Ethan grew distant, buried in work. Then betrayal's shadow returned. Scrolling his phone, habit from trust issues, I found messages. Flirty exchanges with a colleague. Just banter, he claimed when confronted. But the pain echoed the past. Trust shattered anew. How could you? He wept. I'm lonely. You're always writing, protesting. Excuses.
No.
This is you. We separated, this time feeling final. I moved out, crashing with Sarah. End it, she advised. For your sanity. Weeks of no contact. I threw myself into a new project. A documentary on LGBTQ lives in the South. Filming stories mirroring ours, healing through others' pain. Ethan appeared at a screening, eyes red. I screwed up. Again. Public plea. Forgive me. Crowd watched. Pulled him aside. Why here? To show I'm all in. Skeptical but moved, I agreed to talk. Over coffee, he revealed therapy insights. Addicted to approval. From dad, work, even you. Vulnerability disarmed me. I love you, flaws and all. Reunion cautious. Boundaries set. Open communication. No secrets. It worked for a while. But life's tests continued. Ethan's dad passed suddenly. At the funeral, family tensions boiled. His uncle sneered. This your boyfriend? Ethan stood tall, partner. And I love him. The will revealed. Disinherited. For moral reasons. Ethan crumbled. All for nothing. I held him. Not nothing. You have truth. Grief shifted him. He quit law, pivoting to advocacy, speaking, writing. Your influence, he smiled. Our bond strengthened, but scars reminded. In quiet moments, I'd wonder, was the pain worth it? As years blurred, we built a life, home, friends, purpose. But the journey's toll lingered, a reminder of choices' costs. Stability settled like dust after a storm, but undercurrents of unrest persisted in our shared life. Ethan and I co-authored a book on navigating coming out in conservative America, drawing from our chaos. Launches brought acclaim, but also backlash, hate mail, online trolls. Worth it? Ethan asked after a particularly vicious thread. I squeezed his hand. For those it helps, yes. Domesticity brought new dramas. Adopting a rescue dog turned into debates over responsibility. Ethan's travel for speeches leaving me solo. You're never here, I'd complain. He'd retort, supporting us. Petty fights masked deeper fears. Abandonment's ghost. A health scare amplified everything. I found a lump. Tests loomed. Ethan canceled trips, vigil by my side. Can't lose you, he murmured. Benign, but the ordeal bonded us. Life's short, he said. Let's make it count. We traveled San Francisco Pride, where freedom felt tangible. Dancing under rainbows, Ethan proposed properly. Ring, knee. Marry me for real. Tears mingled with yes. Wedding planning stirred family ghosts. My dad attended reluctantly. Ethan's mom beamed. Vows exchanged in a garden, surrounded by allies. Through shadows and light, we promised. Honeymoon in Hawaii brought bliss, but return to reality jarred. Ethan's advocacy drew threats. Security became necessity. Is this the life we want? I wondered aloud. He nodded. The one we chose. Years passed, challenges evolving. We fostered a teen runaway, gay, kicked out. Mentoring him echoed our youth. You saved me, he said, graduating. Pride swelled, but exhaustion crept. Ethan's ambition resurfaced. Running for local office. Changed the system. I supported, but campaigns strained us, late nights, public scrutiny. Opponents dug dirt. Our past scandal resurfaced. Stand strong, I urged. Election night. Victory. Councilman Caldwell. Cheers rang. But his speech thanked my rock Jake. Kisses on stage, defiant. Power changed him subtly. Meetings with influencers. Compromises on bills. Politics is gray, he'd say. I'd argue, don't lose yourself. A pivotal vote. Bill easing LGBTQ protections for business freedom. Ethan wavered. It's complicated. Fury ignited.
Non.
It's betrayal. Confrontation peaked in our kitchen. You of all people, I yelled. He defended. To stay in, influence more. Echoes of old Ethan. I walked out, staying with friends. Reflection hit. Patterns repeated. Was he incapable of full commitment? He showed at my door, Bill vetoed. You were right. Won't compromise us. Reconciliation, but trust frayed. Therapy again. Cycles break with effort. We worked, but weariness grew. A final twist. Offer for Ethan, national advocacy role in D.C., our dream, he said. But it meant relocation. Come. Hesitation. My roots in Texas, career thriving. The decision tore us. Go, I said. I'll visit. But distance loomed, history repeating. He left. Calls frequent at first. Then gaps. Rumors. Seen with someone. Confronted, he denied. Work stress. Visit to D.C. Tension palpable. Argument exploded. You're pulling away again, he admitted. Overwhelmed. Maybe we need space. Heartbreak anew. After everything? Tears. I love you, but I'm tired of fighting. We parted amicably. Divorce papers amicable. Friends? He asked. Always. Post-split, I thrived. Solo books speaks peace. Ethan rose in D.C. championing causes. Years later, at a conference, we met. Older, wiser. Regrets? He asked over coffee. The pain shaped us. Nostalgia stirred, but no rekindling. We'd paid dearly for growth. Looking back, the journey, from secret vows to public battles, begged the question. In a world that demands conformity, is true love ever worth the sacrifices it requires, or does society always claim the ultimate victory?